So always before the new moon, I feel like that shadow, like the energy that's more on the darker aspect. But when you're working with triggers and shadow work, it's actually light, that divine energy. So when we have triggers, some people could say more so it is mirrors, or you can have like a particular trigger that actually somebody is not really trying to say anything to you, and it's not something that they're dealing with, and maybe it's just like a message that you intuitively need to get in alignment with yourself and follow your own intuition. So that's something to be mindful about triggers. I had a trigger this morning, and I had to like be mindful that it wasn't actually her doing anything to me. It was actually my intuition saying like, hi, listen, what are you trying to manifest right now? And I feel like with winter coming, a trigger is like have you ever had, Leslie's asking a question, a trigger is like, have you ever talked to somebody and all of a sudden they say something and it totally affects your energy? That's one way to explain a trigger. Sometimes it can even be like anything, whether it be a person or something you see on the internet, reading something, it triggers you. You can be at work, a customer, wherever, it can be anywhere. So that's like a trigger. And with it being autumn time, we approach the shadow work, and winter is the shadow work. Yeah, like it could be a trigger from various timelines. It could be from past lives, it can be from present life, it can be your insecurities, it can be your fears, it could be something you want. And when I think of shadow work, it's like sometimes like I'm not afraid of my shadow, but sometimes my shadow, she buries things for me, and she'll wait and pop it up later and when I really need it. So that I last night my shadow was terrifying me last night, and I'm not saying I'm scared, but the way she was last night, it was like she gave me I had a dream. It's like I have a male aspect of myself, because I feel like we're the yin yang. So my masculine higher self, your shadow is actually going to be a darker side of you, where in order to get to the light, you're going to have to explore all territories of darkness in order to reach the light, because that's a part of consciousness. It's the reason why we're here. You all signed up you came to Earth to sign up to heal your soul, because this is the one place that you can come together and bring all sorts of types of energies together as a collective, and that's what the whole place was designed for. But things got mixed up. But the only reason why they got mixed up is because we all need to mingle together and learn together. So that is something to be mindful for. I was talking about the shadow. My shadow likes to hide things and bury things. And then I was saying, and then somebody was asking a question about the shadow. I was saying that my male aspect, because we have the yin yang, he planted a dream by using my shadow work as something that I know. And this aspect affects him as well. So it's something that I was healing. So that is something that the shadow can do. The shadow likes to bury your deep stuff that you need to heal. And a lot of times your shadow is going to come out, and when it's colder, when it's darker, cloudier, the shadow's going to come out before the new moon, because the new moon's going to be the time that you manifest in, and once to get yourself in alignment. Full moons are pretty intense for shadow works, but I always find the shadow work starts to really peak in when it's turning fall of the year, winter. I've noticed a lot of different people that are usually born around those times experience more shadow work during those times that they were born, which is usually like Scorpios and stuff. My ex-boyfriend, he is a Scorpio, and he always hibernates this time of the year. Like, he'll like vanish and you won't find him. And that's what the Scorpios do. It's something that they do to retreat themselves because they don't want to sting people. And I was talking to an astrologer, and it really helped me the other day. She is my friend and a client I read for, and she told me an interesting subject. She said Scorpios don't like to sting. We do it to protect ourselves, but we don't want to hurt others. And have you ever been hurt by a Scorpio? It's like kind of like that movie, Mean Girls. Are you ever been a victim of Regina George, whatever her name was? That's how it is, like with the Scorpio energy. And we are having a new moon in Scorpio, so that's going to be interesting. I think if you really think about it and study about the Scorpio sign, it is a very beautiful sign, and it's something to take note of. Okay, hold on. I'm reading what you're saying. I think a lot of people are tested. I was tested yesterday. It's like, I was like, oh God, I was like, I need to ground myself. I cleared my energy. I took a salt bath last night, cause I felt very tested. I was like, oh God, I'm just not ready. I do not want to go in that hole again. I was like, I was in that hole a couple of months ago, like the beginning of the summer, like when spring was ending. It was like when spring was ending, I was like in a hole. I literally lost myself to regain my strength, and I mean, we all have times in our life that we're not going to be Miss Perfect. We live in a real world where darkness exists and light exists at the same time, and we are, living in a real world where there are people that are not going to be the most kind and generous people out there, and then there's going to be beautiful people. There's going to be people that are always going to have your back, and then there's going to be people that drift away. Sometimes you have to let go. So life is something to, if anything that I've channeled from Gaia, she would say, value life, value life, and let it flourish. And that's something that she has taught me, is to just understand how deep how deep reality is, and it's very meaningful. Yeah, this morning it was like, I woke up, like that same mood, like, like, I had some little happiness at first, and then it was like my shadow was peeking, and it was like, I felt like I was going in a hole with my shadow. And then I got back up, and I decided that, I'm going to do some things that I love. I'm going to create, and I first felt like, my sacral chakra, my solar plexus, I need to work on things that I would actually uplift my energies. It's okay to get in that hole and to listen and see what's happening, but, you do have a choice to uplift yourself. And whenever you feel like this, I would clear the field, your aura field, your auric field, so that way you're only working with your shadow, and not the environmental energies, because, as being an empathic, a light worker, when things like this happen, energies want to cling to something that has a higher vibration, because it's a higher vibration. Everybody loves light. So it's something to feed off of. People can also feed off of you as well. And they want to, we all want to, because it's like water. So that is something to be mindful. Take that sacred space today. So I do advise, even myself, I'm going to go take some sacred space to myself. I'm going to go shopping. That's my sacred self. I'm going to get some things that I need to do to create some cakes this week, and I'm gonna make a cake. I'm practicing like kind of like a mermaid color cake, so that's something I'm gonna do. But that is something to be mindful. New moon, I think, isn't it on the 7th or the 8th? I'm not quite sure. I think it's Wednesday. That's right. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, I worked that day, and I was like, really, I gotta work on new moon. That sucks. I would like to spend the whole day doing fun things. I know I'm like, have the big urge to take all this color out and, you know, go my natural color. Like, I wanted to do like a brown with an ombre, but I want to keep it because it's going to be fun when the summer comes back, and I'm going to be missing it, and I'll probably be sad. I don't want to lose it yet because it gives me a little hope that summer's returning, and I don't like winter. I don't. It's getting colder outside. It's wet today, and I just need to live somewhere tropical, but you know, life doesn't always go where you want it to go at all times. But I'm grateful. I think it's beautiful outside, especially like in Old Salem where I live in North Carolina. It's really pretty down there with the leaves, and the it looks very historical. It's really pretty out there. Yeah, I put makeup on because I was like, colors help me. That's something that I do, is I do color healing. So like sometimes like I'll go a long time without makeup, but I was like, today, with the energy today, that I should put some color on my face to brighten up my day, because pink is heart space, so I use pink. And crown chakra, I was working on my crown chakra because I kept imagining my crown open and my spirit leaving and collecting energies through the higher upstairs. So I kept imagining, so I brought the color purple in my life today, which is my eyeshadow, and then blue too for the third eye, intuition, to keep me in alignment of where I need to be. So color, and also like decorating in your home, colors can help a lot too. So that's something to look out for. I was originally a big painter. I was very artistic my whole life, so I would use colors. I taught a class one time in Connecticut, and it was a color healing class, and I found when I was studying about colors back then a couple years ago, I was studying energetically more in depth of how colors affect your home. So that is something to, you know, change up your art. That can help too. And whatever color you're the most drawn to is the one that you're needing the most. So there is a lot. I might be able to have some access to the old papers I had, maybe on my computer, of the color healing. I could post that later of what each color does for you. That is something to be mindful for. So I love using colors. And what does blue mean? Like, what color blue? Because there's different shades of blue are going to mean different things. Like when it comes to more the turquoise, the sky blue, like the lighter tones of blue, that's going to be the throat chakra. That's about expressing. And when it's a deeper blue, it's going to be the third eye, your intuition, trusting yourself, building that connection with yourself. They mean different things. So that's what I think about blue. When I think about blue, I think of expression. Like a dark navy blue, that would be connected more to the third eye. That'd be like the intuition. That would be the intuition, trusting yourself, digging deeper into your own spirit. That's what I would think. So I hope everybody has a great day, and maybe I'll post again later.